this video, we're going to be learning how to do knee cars. These are a little bit technical and complicated. It may take you a couple times through the practice to really get the motion. The main points I want to instill upon you are that we want the range of motion to be coming from your knee. As I'm going through this, it's going to look like a lot of the motion is coming from my ankle, but it's important to understand that the ankle is more of a reaction to the knee turning. Okay, so you'll see what I mean when I get down. The second thing I want to instill is that you don't have to go all the way up into extension or all the way back into flexion. We can work towards those, but as you move through these, you won't need to go all the way up and all the way down. So the knee is usually compared to something like a door hinge where it opens and closes. The other joint in the body that acts similarly is the elbow. So even though we have flexion and extension in the knee, just like we do have the elbow, we also have rotational capacity. And there's two ligaments at the back of your knee which help assist in that rotational capacity. So we're going to be moving the knee through its fullest possible range of motion on both sides. And so today we'll start in a bridge pose. So go ahead and come down onto your mat or just lay onto the floor. We're going to lower ourselves down so that our spines are resting long. Hands are down by the waist side. We're in bridge prep pose if you're familiar with yoga. Feet are about 6 to 8 inches from the hips. So the hips, knees, and ankles are all in one line together. Okay, we're going to extend the leg up towards the sky. Now for those of you with tight hamstrings, the leg might automatically bend here. That's okay. Just press the thigh bone away from the chest a little bit to then open the angle of the hips. Okay, so we're going to move from the knee joint. So keep the knee stacked over the hip. You see that nice straight line here? Keep the knee stacked, and I just want you to go through flexion and extension first without trying to do any rotation in the knee. Okay, so just feeling out that range of motion while keeping the hips stacked. So that way you're making sure the movement is coming from the knee. From here, I want you to try to rotate left and right so you can feel into that motion before we combine the two together. Okay, so again, it looks like I'm just turning my ankle left and right, but for this exercise, we actually want the rotation to come from the knee. So if it feels like very little movement is happening here as you start to practice this, that's fine. It's very normal to begin. Okay, but you do have that rotational capacity here. So let's get started. All right, so I like to start towards the outside because I find more people have more range of motion here typically to begin with. We're going to keep this knee stacked. Begin to activate through the back of the thigh. So it's as if somebody is pressing up onto your heel and you want to squeeze them down. So I'm rotating the knee to the outside. I'm pressing the heel in towards the glutes. So the back of the thigh is active and the heel is squeezing back. Okay. Once I get here, I'm going to rotate from the knee internally. Again, the ankle follows the knee. And then I'm going to keep this line and extend the knee all the way up towards that sky, keeping the internal rotation the whole time. And then I rotate from the knee out. So that completes one half of one car. Okay, so we're going to do 3 this direction, and then we'll do 3 the other direction. Okay, so deep breath in here, rotate the foot out, exhale, squeeze the heel in towards the hip, internal rotation, extend the knee up towards the sky, and then externally rotate. So we'll do that one more time. Squeeze in, rotate internally, extend up, externally rotate. Good. So if you're wondering the breath mechanics of this, usually on exhales we compress and on inhales we extend. So anytime that you're exhaling, we're usually bringing the heel towards the glute. Anytime that we're extending or lengthening longer, we take an in-breath. You may need to slow this down and break it into 2 breaths. So you can exhale, hold, inhale, prepare, rotate, and then exhale as you extend again. Inhale, prepare. So that way the rotation comes on the inhalations and the movement of the extension and flexion comes only on the exhales. Okay? So depending on how fast or slow you need to do this exercise, how much detail and conscious attention and energy you need to focus on keeping that knee to hip relationship still, you may want to split it into a 2-breath exercise. If this feels more comfortable and more confident as you progress, you can take it into a 1-breath exercise, okay? All right, so let's go through that in a little bit more rapid succession, and then we're going to change sides. So you'll notice finally too that when I extend up, my knee is not going out to a fully locked position. It should feel like you're moving through resistance. So on the way up, it's almost as if somebody's like pressing down on the shin, and I'm working through that to kick the leg towards straight. So my maximum extension when I'm really activating out through the thigh, working through the knee, is about here. You may find that it's lower. Again, start small, start in your range of control. As you do this exercise in this range of motion repetitively over a period of time, your range will grow bigger. We're not necessarily trying to carve that out in the first few rotations. The first rotation we go through is more of an inventory. The second time we're starting to smooth out some of those, I call them bumps, just periods in the rotation where we can't feel as well, or it feels harder to access that place. And then the third time we're trying to make the biggest circle that we can. Okay? So let's start with those 3. We're going to start in our knee over hip position. I like to have my hands here just to place them and feel out what I'm doing. Externally rotate the foot. Take a deep breath in to prepare. Exhale, kick, heel towards the glute. Keep the foot rotated outwards. Keep the heel in towards the glute. Rotate the knee internally. Inhale, extend. Lengthen the leg up to your maximum capacity. Okay, once you can't go anymore, you might see a little shaking. That's normal. Rotate out towards the side. Exhale, squeeze that down. Good. Rotate internally. Inhale, extend. Lengthen it up. Remember, if you need to break this into a 2-breath exercise, you can. Rotate out. Exhale, squeeze. So I keep my hands here the whole time to make sure I can feel what's happening in the knee, feel what's happening in the hip. Inhale, rotate in, extend up, and then come back to center. Nice job. So that's 3, one direction. Now we have to go 3, rotating internally first instead of rotating externally first. So again, just to reference, if you look down your body, towards the center line of the body is internal rotation, away from the center of the body is external rotation. Okay, so now we're going to do the same side, but starting with internal rotation instead. Okay, deep breath in, prepare, rotate the knee internally. Again, it looks like the ankle is doing the movement, but it's all in the knee. Exhale, flex down. So I'm squeezing as if somebody's trying to push my heel up, squeezing heel towards the butt. Rotate externally. Inhale, extend up. So if you notice your opposite side doing all sorts of funky things, the knee is out here, your spine is rotating, all sorts, the hips are hitching up any kind of way, keep that all anchored down, keep it level. We're just moving the knee. Okay, come back up. Inhale, internally rotate. Exhale, squeeze, heel towards glutes. Rotate out. Inhale, up. Exhale, down, internal rotation. And last time coming up, rotate out. Inhale here. Rotate in, and you're done. Okay. So I don't know about you guys, but for me, that's a pretty subtle movement. Most of us don't pay that much attention to our knees in daily life, which is exactly why we're doing this exercise. Your knees are really, really important for all kinds of movements. Squatting, running, jumping, biking, you need to be able to use your knees in order to do a lot of functional type of movements in almost any kind of fitness practice. So if you're a person that has low back pain, knee pain, ankle imbalances or weaknesses, limitations in mobility, doing your knee cars is one of the best short but very technical exercises that you can add in and really make central to your practice so that you enable yourself to do these other kinds of movements and activities for a really long time. So with that being said, let's go on to the other leg. I'm going to demonstrate the second side a little bit faster. You may have one side that feels better than the other or has more range of motion than the other. That is something to note within your practice log or your journal at the end of every practice, just say, okay, you know, the right leg maybe had more internal rotation and the right knee, the left leg didn't have very much external rotation, so that when you do these on your own, you can personalize your practice and do more repetitions in that side, okay? So let's try the right side. Right, level 1 cars is doing a whole global movement. Level 2 is just workshopping a particular area. Okay, so we'll start. External rotation, find that measurement, hip over the knee, or sorry, knee over the hip. Okay, rotate the knee out to the side, the ankle will follow. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, move through resistance like you're moving through water. Squeeze that heel in. Rotate the knee in. Inhale, extend up as far as you can go. It's not going to be all the way straight. Okay, rotate the leg out. It should feel like you're really working the knee here. Exhale, squeeze down. Good. Inhale, rotate in. Lengthen up. If you guys are curious, this is my more fun side. Rotate the leg out. If you feel the hip starts to hitch or overactivate here, try to soften that back down and away and just move from the knee joint. Get a little bit more activation through the back of the thigh to balance that out. Inhale, rotate in. Coming all the way up. Good. Out to the side. And we're done. Good. So that was 3 one direction. Now we're going to do 3 going the other direction. Internally rotate the ankle. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, squeeze the ankle down. Exhale, rotate out. Inhale, lengthen all the way up. Exhale, rotate in. Squeeze the ankle down as much as you can. Good. Inhale, rotate out. Come all the way up. We'll do one more. Inhale, rotate in. Exhale. Flex the heel down. Inhale, rotate out. And come all the way up. Exhale, come internally, and go ahead, relax. Okay, so when we go through those in your complete practice, through the lower body complete practice, we'll do 3 circles, both directions, on both sides. So we'll go through it much more quickly. If you need to review or you want a more detailed breakdown of the knee cars, come back to this video. It is one of the more subtle, more technical, more complex cars. So really take your time with these. If you guys have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out.